Hi guys, in this tutorial I'm going to teach you how to publish an HTML file on your localhost web server. This will allow you to view d3.js or GeoJSON files on your web server. If you don't know what any of this is, don't worry. This is a very basic introduction to how to use the terminal. These are just a few words of caution. Please proceed slowly through this tutorial and feel free to rewind in order to fully understand what to do, because there's a lot of steps involved and doing this quickly may lead to some mistakes and errors. The sudo command, which will be talked about later in this tutorial, should be used wisely and carefully because it can cause permanent damage to your computer and the permission settings if used in the incorrect way. The sudo command, which will be used later in the tutorial, allows users to run programs with the security privileges of another user. First, we are going to open Terminal, which will allow you to access certain files throughout your computer. If you are on a MacOS, this can be found by clicking the upper magnifying glass and then typing in Terminal. Great! Now that we've gotten Terminal open, we are going to start typing in commands, which will come in after the $sign. First, we are going to make a directory in your computer. This is done by using the make directory command. We are going to call this directory sites user. Now, if we go into our Finder and we go to the users and press your username, we will see the sites user directory we just created. Now we are going to create more directories within this one. We are going to call this directory fo. And just as we did before, we can see where this directory is located after we create it in the terminal. Now we are going to create an HTML file that can be used in the web server. We are going to call this file index.html. And we are going to use the command touch in the terminal to create it. As we did before, we can see where this file is located. Now that we have created this file, we are going to go into it and write some code. To go into the file, we are going to use the nano command. And we will input this hello world code into it. The code I've inserted below is in the description. Close and save this file using Ctrl X followed by Y, then enter. These commands tell Nano to exit the file and to save the current file name. Now we are going to create a new configuration file that tells Apache where to serve content from. This configuration file is your username with a .conf extension. For example, because my username is Rachel Matthew, my file would be rachelmatthew.conf. If you don't know what your username is, use the whoami command in terminal. Now we are going to go to the directory in the terminal where this configuration file is placed. This will be done using the change directory command in the terminal. Enter the command shown in the terminal below. Now we are going to create a username.conf file in this directory. This time, we will not use the touch command, but we will go straight to the nano command, which will do the same thing. Be careful though, because we are using the sudo command, which can do permanent changes to your computer. After you press enter, you should be able to edit your file just as you did before. Use the same code as shown below, except replace username with your own username. The code is also written in the description below. Now we are going to move out of the users file and go to the Apache 2 file using the cd command as shown below. Make sure you use 2 periods after the command. Next, type in the command pwd, which means print working directory, and this will show you where you are located. If you have done this correctly, it should display etc/apache2. Now we are going to make a backup of the existing httpd conf file located in the Apache 2 file, using the command cp in the terminal. Now open that file with the nano command, but as before, please be careful as you are using the sudo. Now you are going to see a jumble of confusing code, but have no fear. Right now, what we are going to do is uncomment a few of the lines. When you uncomment a line, you are removing the pound sign you see before the beginning of the line. The lines that need to be uncommented are shown in the description below and will be shown on the screen for a few seconds. To find the lines that need to be uncommented, press Ctrl W. This behaves similar to Command F in your web browser. Now that the httpd conf file is updated, the next file we need to edit is the httpd user directory conf file, which is in the extra directory. We will go to this extra directory using the change directory command as we have used previously. Just as we did before, we are going to make another copy of this configuration file, just to be safe. Now we are going to go into the file using the sudo command as we have done before, and we are going to uncomment one of the lines. The line that I'm uncommenting is down below, and you're going to remove the pound sign as you have done previously. Now we are finally at the last step. In this step, we are going to restart Apache using the command shown below. Then we are going to go to our localhost. So type in the URL you are seeing right now, but instead of username, put your own username. And then you will see all the files that you have created. Click on the one that you just made and you will see the code you wrote for this file. And now we're done.